living in your town. They have arrived. What? They're all around. So many aliens living in your town.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another installment of the Weird and Whatever podcast. How is everyone doing?
Good.
Good.
Doing really well.
I see Mr. Beckett didn't bring his headphones. Okay,
No.
Vicky, put his name on the board.
Yep, detention.
You guys doing good, though?
Really good.
Yeah. You look nice, Mr. Beckett. You got your blazer on.
Yeah, my little sport coat.
Okay. So you guys want to jump right into it? Denny's is in the background getting Mr. Beckett some headphones. If you hear like a raccoon, that's not a raccoon. That's Denny's. So we got the big seance coming up on Saturday. Very, very excited about this. I know, Beckett, you've never done a seance before. Denny's, I know you've never done a seance before.
It's true. I'm actually kind of like nervous about this thing.
What are you nervous about?
Well, so I mean, if we actually are summoning things and that's the end game, it's such close proximity to where I live. You're opening like some sort of portal or something.
Yeah, I'm hoping we do. We want to get some proof for the people. People have been calling me out big time because when I talk about stuff on this podcast, it's nothing but love. I get great emails, and every now and then people will call us out. When I bring this shit to the KVJ show, people don't like it. I have a very scathing email that somebody sent me, and it's kind of because I think, did we talk a little bit about the seance on the KVJ show yet?
I think you
did.
did.
I think you mentioned it. Yeah, like the day after.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what explained this email. It says, Jason, you're a dumbass and a liar. You don't have ghosts. You waste everybody's time when you bring up that stupid shit up, or when you bring that stupid shit up. You've never seen a ghost, and everything you've said about ghosts have been a lie. You're in radio. Your job is to keep people entertained. I see right through your bitchy ass, whiny ass voice and tired ass act. It's a lot of ass in a sentence.
Wow.
Quit acting like you know shit. I really don't know shit. I've never liked you on the radio before, and I really hate you extra when you lie about ghosts. Just stop. Seriously, because we're all sick of it. Well,
Jeez.
yeah.
What
so-
time of the day was that? Was that sent at like 2 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know, but it is different. It's a different vibe on the KVJ show. But I do want to say, Vicky, you have been to several of my places.
Yes, I have.
So, you know.
And you're not lying about things. We have EVPs. We have other types of evidence that we captured at your different locations.
Yes.
So
for people like that, the naysayers, the nasty naysayers, I want some proof, baby. I want to get possessed.
But you will never have enough proof for someone like that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no,
It doesn't matter what you have, so, hey, don't worry
I'm
about
totally with you. But to be quite honest, though, I do want some type of proof to bring to the people, especially to this podcast. We owe them something. So, Vicky, you're going to be the quarterback on the seance.
Yes.
Give the audience a little preview. What do we expect at something like this?
Well, I'm going to talk about what you said. You used the word summoned. That's not exactly what we're going to do. Because what we're going to do is we're going to communicate with whatever's there. Okay, so that's a distinction.
We're not summoning anything.
No, we're not.
to
We're
the
not calling
location.
the ghost of Abraham Lincoln to his house or anything like that.
Ooh,
we're
that'd be cool.
going to talk to whoever is there.
So I've got two little issues going on. We've got animals living in the wall, and then we've got weird things whispering
Right.
and tickling and stuff like that.
Right, and the animals in the wall are going to present a problem when it comes to reviewing our audio. So we need to make sure that we're actively, when we hear the animals, we make sure we say that so that when we go back to review the audio, we're not mistaking it for a ghost sound.
You have to get the animals out for the seance.
I'm very bummed out about this animal thing. There's a reason why we haven't dealt with it. I don't want to bore the audience with that or you guys, but it's being taken care of. Unfortunately, we're battling ghosts and we're battling animals.
Right.
Is it possible that the ghosts could be making the animals go a haywire in the wall?
They could, but not likely.
I hear you. Yeah, it was a stretch. But okay, go ahead.
Didn't you say like there's a chance that something can get attached? Like that was one of the hesitations?
You could possibly have something, but you got to realize if something's there, it's probably already attached to somebody there or the property itself.
Mm-hmm.
So the chance of it following you is like slim to none. But don't worry, I got my sweetgrass. I'll smudge you
Seances
before you
are
leave.
like dancing. If someone get attached, you don't want to.
Well, that's true. The bizarre thing is my dad was not at my place for about 2.5 days, and there was no activity whatsoever.
Really? Will he be there Saturday night?
he should be. But when he came back, there was activity again.
Okay,
Weird
so
stuff.
Can we have him leave for a little bit of time and then have him come back to see the difference?
Only if you say, Randy, get the hell out.
Okay, I'll practice
I'll
that.
say Randy 3 times in the mirror.
What if the ghost was
Randy man.
What if the
Randy
ghost
man.
was a stoner and always had the munchies, and now your place isn't interesting anymore because we threw out all your junk food?
I'm telling you, I think that this is not. I think this is a little girl that's been attached to me, and I really, it's got that kind of feel of possibly trying to show off a little bit, kind of like a cat biting a lizard and bringing it to your door.
It's all those action figures you have for her to play with.
I have a lot of toys in my kitchen. You'll see that in the video.
So I don't have to bring my own toys for her to play with. I can just borrow yours.
Well, bring some little girl toys if you have them, because I don't have any little girl toys.
All right, I'll bring.
Yeah,
dolls.
Princess Leia.
Yeah, but that's so
That's
unisex.
a boy toy.
That is a boy toy.
I thought that's what you were.
Are you coming to the seance, Beckett? On Saturday?
Wait, you're not going to the seance?
I had the cruise, but I think maybe I'll cancel it.
Wait a minute.
So yeah, I got your text. What you're on a cruise?
Yeah.
By the way, I want to say we had a great time hanging out with you at Cocktails and Karaoke last Friday. Thanks for coming out.
I know. I promise I'll be there soon.
mean, what the shit, Becky?
I'm all over the place. Were you there, Vicky?
No.
But she gets a pass because she's been there before.
She's
Yeah, I've
been
been
a
there
while
before.
Okay.
And she does her homework.
Yeah.
And she's not going on a cruise.
And she brings headphones.
I mean,
Are you really going? You got to go on a cruise? You always got to travel.
How did that
Becky.
come up? That's so random.
It was just kind of gifted. It's like the first sailing of this thing, and it just kind of got comped. So I just, you guys are making like the hate mail is gonna be horrible.
No.
The travel.
It's throwing me under the bus.
We finally have a seance. So all right. Well, we're still. I think we should still do it, but.
but that means we definitely have to do his place then.
Well,
I've been up for my place anytime you guys want.
But let me throw this out because right now we have a major bed of activity going on at my place. Right now it's ripe. It's for the plucking. Should we wait for this seance and get the animals out first and then do it in a week or so? But I mean, here we go again. We're gonna be 2 weeks from here.
No, we could do multiple seances.
Or we can go with your idea when you texted the other day about, since Ryan's not going to be here, doing it Friday the 13th to see if that makes any difference.
Vicky with
We were talking about doing it Friday night.
Yeah.
because it is Friday the 13th, and we all know what happens on Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah.
The unexplained.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm down for Friday the 13th or Saturday the 14th. It's not as cool sounding, but
No,
either
it's,
one.
it's not. So can we at least make?
I think it's better if we do it after midnight on Thursday, which is Friday the 13th.
Tomorrow night,
Tomorrow night.
Beckett, get out.
we gotta get ready for work at like 2 hours after that.
Oh, that would suck. Well, I don't think we don't have any cocktails and karaoke. So
Friday night. That's what I'm saying. We could totally do it Friday night.
Okay.
okay.
Now,
well,
if you're up for it too, you actually gave me an idea. We could make sure that we either start really, really late so that we're there, kind of for the witching hour.
Yeah.
To see if there's a difference.
Wait, witching hour is what? 3 a.m.
Oh, well, you can start anywhere from like 1 to 4.
so I was thinking, how about when the clock strikes 8:45 p.m. because I'm going to be tired.
We might have to take a nap for this seance.
I mean, I'm gonna definitely have to take a nap for a midnight seance.
We have filmed you sleeping before. If you remember
Oh
your
my
very first
gosh.
appointment, we had a camera on you and you went to bed.
What was that? What was that like? Oh my gosh, I feel so bad who had to see that.
We
footage.
watched you wake up and drink Mountain Dew and then roll over and fall back asleep.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Night vision?
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
bringing? So let's talk about this.
If you want the full Monty, I can do the full Monty.
I think that people need the full Monty.
Okay.
We would love the full Monty.
Okay.
The full Monty is.
Full Monty is I can set up to 8 cameras.
Oh yeah.
Set up to our DVR system, and we have a spirit box that we can use and things like that. We can bring out the bells and whistles.
When Beckett's on some kind of cruise sipping cocktails, we're gonna be dealing with the spirit box in your face. Well, that sucks. Well, I mean, we'll do another one.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
make sure.
See if we can do it.
If you guys are still alive.
Yeah, we'll be alive. I have done several seances in my time. Have you done seances before?
I just call them EVP sessions, but I'm gonna jazz it up for you.
All right.
Can you jazz
like
it up
that.
for me, please?
I'm gonna jazz it up for
I'm
you.
a man
Don't
of
worry.
theatrics. I love theatrics.
I'll
Don't
have
worry about
sage.
it.
I'll have worms.
You'll have sage, Denny's. We know you're gonna. We know what that sage is. This is a good email, Vicky. I think you'll like this one. My kid keeps saying he's seeing dead people, just like the movie Sixth Sense. He's never seen that movie, and he's only 6 years old. This is scaring the shit out of me. He told me the other night a woman with a knife in her chest was sitting on the edge of his bed looking at him. The weird thing is, he doesn't seem scared about it at all. I don't want to go on the radio, so could you guys please read my email? You guys are like the modern-day Ghostbusters up here in Jacksonville. Please give me some advice. Oh, that's nice. Modern-day Ghostbusters.
Jacksonville.
We're the Ghostbusters that haven't looked for ghosts yet, but I like it.
Right. That's very typical for a child to see things until the age of 7. Now, after 7, if they continue to still see things, they definitely have a gift that they're not closed off to. And they need to learn either how to deal with that gift, or there are ways to kind of shut it off if they prefer. But there's no reason to not believe that the child's seeing what he claims he's seeing.
And like anything, I mean, a kid could see these visions at 4 and they'd be legit, and they're like a prodigy or a Padawan in the realm of psychic or in the realm of seeing stuff like that, right? That could happen.
Well, I mean, all children see until a certain age. They just don't know the difference. They see them usually so clearly that they think it's a regular person.
So the reason why I picked that email is because that email is really the same email I get over and over again from parents, and it's usually the age of 5 to about 12, where kids are seeing ghosts, spirits, and dead people. Now, there's a difference, because some people say they see just like the spirit form. The kids are seeing a spirit form. I see Grandpa with the glow around him, and then others are seeing like what that kid's seeing, the dead person with the actual knife. Kind of like how they met their demise. Is there, because I know we've talked about this before, could you give us a refresher of what the difference is on that?
They're just seeing them in the different forms that they can manifest themselves and based on their abilities. So just like I have different abilities from some other psychic medium, the children would also see them based on their abilities. So, I mean, that child is, to me, I would guess that he's seeing people, like you said, in their demise because they want somebody to know about their demise. Maybe they died and no one knew how they died.
And that pisses them off, and that's why they want to stick
or
around.
Or they just desperately want, someone to know. They just want somebody to acknowledge it and to know. And like I said, once they reach the age of 7, typically they're going to stop seeing things. And then if they continue to, that's definitely someone with a gift that, in my opinion, is meant to use that gift and not shut it off. But it can be rather daunting for, a 7-8-year-old to constantly have dead people showing up in their room. So they might want to choose to block it off.
Becca, could you handle that? As a grown man, you walk into your place and there's a guy with an axe in his head. He's like, "What's up, Beckett?"
No, I would go talk to someone right away.
You talk to somebody. You go to the doctor. You tell them.
No, not a doctor, like a psychiatrist.
How would you handle if
I
you
guess
could
like
see
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
the dead? How would you handle that if you just got that ability because you woke up one day?
Well, okay. So, for example, the one time that when I was taking the shower and that old creepy looking woman flashed in front of me, was that just me seeing something? Was that, or was that a dead person showing themselves to me? Because that was during the time. I don't know if you remember, but I was really into
when you were doing the Ouija board in the closet time period.
Yes.
Okay.
That was that time period. Yeah. I was trying to. I went to a place where a murder had occurred, and I was trying to. Can't imagine why I have spirits.
I can't imagine.
I wonder if there's psychologists or psychiatrists that actually specialize in that kind of stuff.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah. There's got to be, right?
Yeah. In today's day and age, there's a niche and a thing and an avenue for everything, man. There really is.
And do you think that those professionals, do you think that they like split down the middle or all one way, treat that person as like they have a problem, or help them deal with what they think is real? Like
anything, I think it's going to be different for every individual. Just because I've known how many psychiatrists I've been to, and every single one of them is different. It's such a personality thing on how they handle their patients, in my opinion.
And there are a lot of cases where when you have some kind of issue, a mental issue, your safeguards are down. So you can actually see the other side better. because we're made so that we're not supposed to see it. Because if we saw every spirit that was around us every single day, it would drive us a little batty. But when you have some kind of chemical imbalance and things like that, you don't have that defense mechanism in place. So you have a little bit of, you do have some kind of issue, in addition to the fact that, yes, you are seeing these spirits.
So some would argue maybe they're seeing an imaginary friend. That could always be a thing with the kids possibly seeing, oh, that could be my imaginary friend. Denny's, did you ever have an imaginary friend?
I never had one personally. They say that the pineal gland, when you're born, that's like essentially your imagination, and as you grow, it calcifies just through life, and that you slowly lose that ability. Like you were saying, it goes up to a certain age where people do have imaginary friends, or they see stuff at least.
What kind of gland?
I think it's the pineal.
Oh.
The anal.
I like penile?
Well, when I was a kid, I had an imaginary friend named Don. It was a guy. Okay, so this is how creepy this imaginary friend was. He only was seen in the bathroom. So when I was going to the bathroom, I only would see Don. Don was in his mid-40s, and Don had slicked back hair. And I remember seeing Don, and he had a massive, like, George Hamilton tan. And now, as an adult, I look back and go, wait, was Don a real dude that was hanging out by my bathroom? But it was so specific and descriptive. And I remember I would sit down to go pee, and I would talk to Don. And I'd hear my mom or my dad, who are you talking to, Jbird? Oh, I'm talking to my friend Don. It was always chalked up of, oh, it's just an imaginary friend. But I made this thing in my head, and I really, really believed it. Can that be something that these kids are experiencing?
You know, that's one of the questions. I had an imaginary friend, too. His name was Tabby Toey. And he was a little African-American boy with a big, giant afro. And apparently he went everywhere with me. Because I used to freak my sister out. She'd say, is Tabby Toey here? And I'm like, of course he is. And we'd be like in the bathroom or something. And he went with me all the time. I've asked that question of other psychics, whether Tabby Toey was my imaginary friend, or if he was real, if he was a spirit.
Because I would have been seeing Dawn in the bathroom at that time where kids are seeing stuff.
Right.
So
right.
I've always wanted.
I know,
and then
it's
all
a
of a
great
sudden,
question.
I turn age whatever, and Dawn was gone.
Yep. And same thing with Tabby Toey. He disappeared.
Interesting. I like it, Vicky. See, Beckett, did you have one imaginary friend?
I didn't.
Okay. Well, okay. It's weird.
I was kind of a loner, though. I was real shy when I was a little kid.
Well, I don't think that means it. A lot of times they say loners will create their own imaginary friend.
I played a lot with like cars. Like I did like little like soldier battles.
Oh, me too.
Racetracks and stuff like that.
I would have soldier battles with my Star Wars figures and my G.I. Joe figures. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie A Boy Who Could Fly. It was an old movie back from the 80s when Fred Savage was in it from the Wonder Years. And when his guys would die in battle, he would bury his figures. And I thought that was so cool. And I did the same thing. And as an adult, thinking about all those toys I wasted.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so pissed off at that.
I think maybe even weirder is that I had imaginary friends in inanimate objects. Like I had, do you guys remember Teddy Ruxpin?
Oh, gosh. Come on,
absolutely.
Beckett.
And the caterpillar?
Oh,
Yeah. What the shit do you think this is? Of course we know.
Yeah. So like little things like Teddy Ruxpin, like I almost like
horrifying, by the way. That's a horrifying toy.
Especially when his eye stops working and it stays open all the time.
Oh my god!
But only one of them.
That thing's evil, Beckett.
But
and I would get like
re-releasing.
attached, like I almost like thought that those inanimate objects, like, and I guess a lot of kids do that,
For
like
sure.
have feelings, you know. Like my mom couldn't throw away Teddy Ruxpin, like.
Oh yeah,
killing him.
I remember Teddy Ruxpin was king shit of Fuck Mountain back in the day when that was the toy every kid wanted.
It was kind of ahead of its time. Like they don't have toys like that anymore, do they?
Yeah, they do.
That like give you lessons and education and.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't know. I don't have kids.
Yeah,
I'm sure they've got educational
I'm
toys.
sure they've kept some on there.
As the on-panel research guy, I did a little quick digging, and the psychiatrist, I found this really interesting. In the Washington Post, relatively credible thing. As a psychiatrist, I diagnose mental illness. Also, I help spot demonic possession. How a scientist learned to work with exorcists. I mean, after the show, I'm going to read this. It's fascinating.
Yeah, well, I know a few therapists that believe in spirits and ghosts and all that stuff. So I'd imagine if you believe in that stuff, that you would implement that in your practice.
Well, to your point, and I think in my opinion, it kind of gives him more credibility in that he's not saying like, oh, every demonic case is demonic.
Totally.
He's saying some of these people that come, like I help diagnose like if there's a mental illness, and I also kind of sort it out if it's real.
Well, it's like UFOs. Some it's military, some it's you know, a meteorite, and then some like what the shit was that? We have no idea what that was.
Right.
So I feel really bad. I want to call myself out about something. For the last 4 weird and whatever episodes, I have skipped over a segment that Denny's was supposed to do, and it wasn't because I didn't want to do it. I skipped it on accident, but it would appear that I didn't want to do it, and that's not true. So we are going to do a round of Denny's facts.
All right.
Denny's brought some mind-blowing facts that's just gonna knock our asses right.
I like
in
it.
the dirt.
I just got some cool facts for you guys. And to start it off, we all know what apes and monkeys love to eat the most, right?
Bananas.
Bananas, right? That is actually incorrect because bananas are... The bananas that we eat today are extra sweet, and they're cultivated for humans. They're not found in nature.
Yeah.
I already love this
You guys all
segment.
knew this?
It's okay. Keep going.
All right.
Dude, you're free form.
So I had that from like 4 weeks ago. So I'm fresh. I'm going to some more recent.
He's all
material.
backlogged because of Jbird skipping it over.
I know. I feel so bad.
So why do you guys think your fingers get all wrinkly and pruny when you go into the hot tub for a long time? If you guys had to guess, why do you guys think?
Because your body becomes waterlogged. Anytime
For
you
sure, it absorbs a lot of the water into your skin, and it causes it to become
Better grip.
better grip. I know what you're talking about.
Beckett, you ruined the fanfare. Yes, it's better grip.
Ah!
Your hand literally adjusts because if you're in the water, it becomes very prune-like, and it forms that so that you can grab onto things.
I kind of feel like you're doing a joke thing. I'm waiting for a punchline. So, what do you guys think of wrinkled fingers?
No.
I'm waiting for a joke.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear
No,
you.
no, I love it.
Another cool fact for you guys. You know how there's the myth out there, I guess you could say, that when you shave, it grows back thicker. So if you keep shaving, your hair keeps growing back thicker and thicker.
I've heard of this.
But that is actually a myth. What it does is when you cut the hair, it flattens out the edge and it looks broader, thus making it look thicker. So every time you shave it, it actually looks thicker.
Vicky, so far we're halfway through Denny's facts. How do you think he's doing? How do you think the segment's going? I want a progress report. What do you think?
It's good.
I like it.
So by shaving makes it look thicker.
Shaving makes it look thicker.
Shaving makes what look thicker? The hair?
Makes your hair look thicker because
Got
it
ya.
bluntens it out.
I was
It's
just making a
flat.
dirty joke.
I know what you were
reference.
doing, Beckett. We all know what you were doing, Beckett.
Here, I'll move to some more recent material on this one. And this will be the last one I'll let you guys
No,
sit with today.
come on, man. You got
I'll
to
bring more.
salivating.
So what's pretty cool in one of your favorite characters in Star Wars, Yoda. How many toes does Yoda have?
Does he have 3 on each foot?
There's actually no correct answer because depending on which movie you're watching, he has different number of toes in every one of them.
Oh my gosh.
In episode 1, Yoda only has 3 toes, while in 3 and 4, he has 4 toes. Episode 5, it's not clear. In fact, it looks like he has 3 on one foot and 4 on the other.
Wow. I mean,
They're messing up with continuity.
that is kind. I mean, honestly, you can't
That's
get
Yoda,
You can't
big
get
play.
Yoda's toys.
I mean, this is
toes,
Lu-
right?
These are Lucas films. Like this is a
Yeah.
big budget.
And that's in just the films. It even transposes to the figurines. They all have different...
How the shit do you not get Yoda's toes correct?
Have you checked your Yodas at home?
Well, they're probably wrong.
That's
crazy.
They're not
Mind
anatomically
blown.
correct.
I gotta tell you, Dennis, you blew my mind over here.
Mind blown.
You need an intro to that. We got to do an intro for Denny's facts,
All right.
and you also need a explosion sound effect.
All right,
and you
sounds
just
good.
blow our minds.
Sounds good.
I like that segment.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
do too.
I'll bring you guys facts every
All right.
week.
I love it. I love it. So we were watching this awesome story. Have you guys ever heard of raining blobs?
No.
Well, this is a real story, and it's a mystery. It happened back in 1994, back in Oakville, Washington. I highly recommend everyone listening to research this. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was raining. And it's not uncommon for it to rain out there because it really is very rainy. But all of a sudden, these weird blobs were raining from the sky, and people didn't know what the hell it was. And a week later, I mean, I think it went on for like a week or so. These blobs are going on, and people started getting sick within this small little town, and they have no idea what it was. And when they went back to test it, it had human DNA in it. It has like some type of human.
I think they found human white blood cells.
I'm sorry, white blood cells. They had white blood cells, human white blood cells in it, and nobody knows what the hell it was.
Wow.
So hearing that, what could you surmise that could be?
What year was this?
This was 1994.
Some type of chemical pollution somehow. Like they had been doing tests somewhere, and
Maybe a airplane. It's sewage.
Yeah, it was.
Well, they said that, but all airplane sewage has to be colored and dyed blue to denote that it's waste.
Yeah,
this was clear.
Yeah, they tested it, and it had that cell in there, the human cell in there, and no one knows what the hell it was. So, couple theories. Obviously, the government's trying to poison us.
Right.
That's one theory. The other theory, it's alien activity. But what's fascinating, it's not even the content that fascinates me about that story, which I do like. There's so many little stories like this out there that nobody has ever
never
heard
surface.
of. I mean, that's a story that happened in America. It's raining weird blobs, and then a whole town gets sick as shit, and no one's ever
That's
heard
in
of that.
'94, right?
Yeah.
It's so long ago. How did that never ever get like brought back up?
Well, even the Phoenix Lights that I always bring up, in my opinion, one of the best UFO sightings ever. So many people don't know about that story. How there are so many UFO lights and all these people saw it. Nobody knows what the hell it was. And okay, move on. Let's go. Nothing to see here, kind of a thing.
That's crazy.
What happens to the waste from like space shuttles and stuff?
Good question. You wonder if they're high enough into space, you imagine it would just
Take a while for it to come down or something, and
yeah, depending on which way they like jettison it out, because I'd imagine they try to shoot it away from the planet. You would imagine.
And
I
another,
don't know. I never thought about that. That's funny enough.
yeah, the reason why obviously it was weird was because there was that human cell in there, which was odd.
Yeah, that's what they said was weird. It had human. It had white blood cells in it from humans, but people were speculating that it was government testing bombs underwater, and it was blowing up fragments of jellyfish.
And it messed people's digestive systems up. I mean, it was a weird story. There's another weird story like that. It's called the Black Helicopter. Roughly around the same time period, different area, but there was this dude just kind of walking down the street out in the wooded area, and this black helicopter is following him. And this goes on for about 45 minutes. And all of a sudden, the helicopter lowers down. These guys dressed in black come down, flash some weapons at him, look at him, get right back in the helicopter, and just take off. And the same shit happened a week later to a couple. And they say that usually happens when there's some alien shit going down. Men in Black.
Wow.
How scared would you be?
I would shit my brains out. I would, oh my gosh, that would be horrifying.
What would you do? You're sitting in your house, and all of a sudden you hear noise, and you're like, "Nah, I didn't hear noise." And then all of a sudden your windows all shatter, and like they rush in, they like scan your eye, and they hold you down, and then they take off.
Well, you wouldn't remember it.
No answers ever.
If they're scanning your eyes, you're not going to remember any of it.
I hear you.
Because that's what they do.
They just goose you and leave.
But I'm talking about, let's say you're out. Let's say me and
Well, you're out in public.
We're out filming out in the woods like we do a lot. I know that sounds a little creepy. But all of a sudden, this black helicopter comes down. We're being chased for 45 minutes, and then these dudes in black show us guns and then take off.
It'd be terrifying. I'd be like,
how do you handle that situation? We're running.
Yeah, I'd run, man.
We got 45 minutes to work this through.
I'll hide, man.
I don't think I run.
I go in the sewers.
You just confront it?
No, I just think I put my hands up.
Bitch ass big.
I just think I'm more likely to get shot. Because what if this just SWAT?
Okay, Vicky, you're out in the woods. This black helicopter. You see this black helicopter, and it looks suspicious. And all of a sudden, you know that it's following you. Now you're running, and it's chasing you. What's your move?
Well, you already have me running from it, so I actually got to go more towards Beckett. I probably would be
Skeptic
like
Beckett.
Hands behind the head.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, what do you want?
Because if whoever they are, whether they're SWAT or aliens, they're gonna get me. You know what I mean?
They didn't get them. It would appear that they were just messing with them.
What if somebody's just like rich and they're pranking people?
Right.
I mean, that's such an awesome prank.
That'd be great.
That would be
I mean, that's
awesome.
a great prank. That's
You-
terrifying.
Well, I think if you're a billionaire and you still got some youth left to you, or even a millionaire,
Yeah.
like we have a thirst for life.
I think that's
Totally.
something like Dan Blazarian would do. Just like roll up with like SWAT and just like scare the hell out of people.
I think that's like what anybody with a lot of money and who's bored would do. You're right. Someone could totally do
it's
that.
like a cool prank
I
because it
completely
doesn't hurt
agree.
anyone. It's just so weird.
Do you guys have anything you wanted to bring up today before we get into anything else? You guys have any, even if it's just a thought you want to get off your chest? A sandwich you ate during the week?
I think we should start using this paranormal stuff to help you and I get a date.
Becca, I don't need a date. I don't want.
You and I are the single ones here.
Yeah, I know, but they're like everything. I think there's pros and cons of being single. I think there's pros and cons of being hitched up. Vicky, what's your status? I'm gonna turn it to you. Whoa! Wait a minute.
Whoa.
Wait, my eyes got blinded. Did you just flash a ring at
Yeah.
us? What is it? So you're gonna hold out on us, and we're gonna go 30 minutes to do the podcast, and you're not gonna talk about a life-changing thing here.
It's not really life changing. It's the same person. So I'm just
Just back in.
Just coming back into my-
Reunited, and it feels so good.
Well, that's awesome.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So is this engaged? Are you guys married, or what's the deal?
we're gonna get married.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, let me know if you need anyone to marry you. I am licensed.
Are you?
Father
I am.
Tranquility.
Father Tranquility is my name I go on.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But anybody
he's
can,
ordained.
Anybody can
How come
do
that
it.
wasn't in the fun facts?
Yeah, it's just a fun
Oh,
fact.
that's like a fun fact from 07. People are burned on that story. But that's awesome. We got to celebrate.
Yeah.
We got love in the air, baby.
And Becca's going on a cruise. Maybe you'll find some chickies there. You know.
You got nothing going on right now, Becky?
Maybe I'm taking one.
Are you okay? Well, quit being so coy.
Yeah.
Are you taking a girl?
Maybe.
Oh, well, that means yes.
Are you taking a girl or are you playing the slots? Right.
Same difference.
That's what I
I knew that was coming. All right, so you're going on a love cruise. Is this a love cruise or is this a lust cruise?
good question.
We'll see. We'll see how.
We'll see.
We'll
Oh
see
my
how she
God.
sails.
You sound like a politician. You sound like Mark McGuire in that Congress meeting. I'm not here to talk about the past. No one's gonna get that reference.
Yeah, I definitely did not get that.
Yeah, it's a bad reference. I was watching old YouTube videos earlier. Denny's, I wanted to talk about that one experiment where that's not the experiment, but the theory when there's a group of people.
Oh, the
seeing-
bystander effect?
Yeah, seeing something terrible happen. So if there's 37 people sitting around or standing around and someone's getting stabbed, there's like this weird phenomenon where nobody does anything because they all assume someone else is going to do it. But if it's like a one-on-one or a one-on-two type of a situation, more likely you're going to get saved, you're going to get some help. It's a very bizarre theory.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up here with the exact verbiage. But yeah, more or less, you pretty much nailed it. If there's multiple people around hearing something happen, they're less likely to act because they feel like somebody else will take over it. And it's all based on a story from a woman in New York who was being stabbed brutally in her apartment and dragged to the stairs. And I believe 37 people did not even report upon it because...
This is something that went on for like 30 minutes. Nobody did anything because they assumed someone else was going to do it.
Totally, and there's also that same thing in the old neighborhood we used to live in. Funny enough, we found a story of a woman who was attacked there as well.
Yeah,
and nobody reported that one either.
Forgive me if I repeated this story, but yeah, at one of our old apartments. So I've had two really weird places where I lived at. One where there was an unsolved murder. That's the one Vicky went to. That was the one where there was just, shit tons of activity, and that was when I was, delving into the Ouija board stuff. But the other one was very bizarre because the maintenance worker had the keys to her place. Did I tell you this story?
Mm-mm.
And he went in there, stabbed her a bunch of times, brought her out to his car. She wasn't dead yet. She escaped in the parking lot. Now, this is where we lived at, not that far from here.
Mm-hmm.
A pretty well-populated area.
Right.
Lots of people on the street.
She escapes from his car. She's screaming. He hits her again with a knife or a hatchet in the parking lot, grabs her back in the car, and drives away. And he did more unspeakable things, and she did not pass away.
Wow.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
yes. But nobody
did anything.
No one heard anything. No one saw anything. So think about that. When you're laying on your couch, you hear a scream outside. You assume, okay, it's a kid or someone's messing around. What if that wasn't a mess around?
Yeah.
Now, I'm one of those people that would be the first one to die in a horror movie because I check everything out.
Yeah.
So I would be like up, open the door.
I'd be like last because
So do you feel like if you were in a group full of 37 people and someone was being stabbed, you without a doubt, you react right away?
I would probably wait a millisecond just to see if anybody else wanted to go in there. But if they didn't, I would, because I'm a Leo, and that's what Leos do. You just jump in and protect somebody.
Well,
Leo.
you see people too, and everyone always loves to be so high and mighty on social media because that's where everyone sits on their ass and they know exactly what they would do in every situation possible. And that's just not true. But you'll see that on social media sometimes where there's a confrontation going on in a gas station or at a fast food place, and people start to get physical with one another, and all the comments are, how come nobody stepped in? How can you do that? How could you let that happen? But people are scared as shit. How do they know? How do they don't know that someone doesn't have a knife? Beckett goes to help, and then he gets shibbed in the neck. People are afraid to get involved, I think, because of shit they've seen on social media.
Totally.
Vicky, opinion?
Well, I wouldn't be I mean, to me, that's just like instinct. You help somebody who's being attacked.
I agree with that.
I don't know. I can't see how somebody can stand by. I saw somebody in the middle of the night take somebody's stupid Christmas decoration, and I called them and said, hey, somebody just stole your Christmas decoration. Go chase after them. I mean, it was in the middle of the night. It was a Christmas decoration.
And I agree with you. I think there's some people who have a personality that's, I'm going to get right in there and take charge. There's some people that are not confrontational. I mean, you're not a confrontational dude, Denny's.
No, I try to confront everything on the front end so I don't have to deal with it on the back end. I hate like that big explosive confrontation that you like can't sleep about. You know?
Oh, gosh,
I
that's the
hate that
worst.
feeling so much. I like won't allow it to happen.
Yeah.
He likes to rip it off like a Band-Aid. That's one of the things I have said about Denny's that I like. He's influenced me on trying. I mean, I'm totally not mastered this, but trying to deal with it more sooner than later.
Yeah.
With any kind of problem.
Yeah.
I think that does help, actually.
100%.
I hate that feeling so much. If it ever gets to that, I mean, you just worry. You can't sleep. You can't eat food. You just like dwell.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
But sometimes facing it, I think it's the better way to handle it, but sometimes facing it makes it worse.
Yeah. I think every situation is different.
But it needs to be done.
But I think if it's gonna suck no matter either way, why not just get it over with ahead of time? Because no matter what, it's gonna suck. Why prolong it and then deal with it and then have it suck for even longer?
You're right.
But I mean, every situation can be different. Maybe
Totally.
you're not mentally at that point to deal with it.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you can go in a situation unprepared mentally, and you blow
Blindside.
it. You blow it.
And sometimes people don't have a cool head when something initially happens.
Totally. You got.
And if you wait, if you let someone like think about it for an hour, and then call them back, you know what I mean? Like, and just not as like a perfect rule or example, but like sometimes it takes it a night. They have to talk to a couple more people. But if you go deal with them like right when they're dealing,
I'm
with
that
it,
kind of person.
It's explosive.
If something happens where either my feelings are genuinely hurt or I feel like you've screwed me, like the feelings you're talking about where I have to walk away from that situation and I have to kind of get quiet. Because if I deal with it in the moment, it never goes good for me. It doesn't go good. And then what happens is I'll confront it all emotional. But what the shit does this mean? And then an hour and a half later when I am quiet and reflecting, man, you really blew it. You really handled that wrong. And that adds on to the terrible feeling, which is terrible.
Yeah.
I have the habit of typing that, that email. My head's going like this. My fingers are like this. And I'm like, backspace.
I think that comes.
Proofread.
I think a lot of that comes with just wisdom and getting older. Because you're right. There's been plenty of emails where you motherfucking salesperson, what the shit are you? And I should not have sent it.
When you're like 18 to like 25, you're just like, F you, man. It doesn't even matter.
Because it's like, I feel. Especially when I was 18, I thought whatever was happening in my world was the world with everything.
Totally.
I mean, if my feelings are hurt, everyone's feelings are hurt. And you know that's not how it is.
Absolutely.
We got some Would You Rathers this week. I know, Beckett, you like this.
I love these.
These are a little bit more specific to each of you individually.
All right. I like that. I like that
like
little angle.
Okay, let's see here. Let me find my. Okay, would you rather, Vicky? Would you rather kick Ryan Beckett off of the podcast?
Ooh.
You have the power. And you have to do one of these things. So either Ryan Beckett kicked off the podcast, or you kidnap Denny's cats and you never tell him where they're at.
But I don't have to do anything to the cats, right?
No, but they're going to go to their grave knowing their cats were kidnapped. They have no idea what happened to them, and his fiance would be devastated. I mean, devastated.
Oh, those are her babies.
So would you rather kick Beckett, which that would be devastating too, because I would not like that, and there's people who wouldn't like that. He wouldn't like that. That would be terrible.
That's a tough one.
Can I kidnap the cats and then give them 2 new kittens?
Vicky, you know that there's no awesome
Yeah, I know,
loopholes
there's no
for
loopholes
you. I'm only going to make a tougher loophole for you to not get out.
Since I know the cats are not going to go to any real demise, I'd have to go with the cats.
Damn. Man, this podcast has made you cold, Vicky.
I know.
Thank you, Vicky.
Jen will be sitting up
Becky, yeah.
all night wondering where those cats are.
Clemency. Okay. All right. Very good. That's a tough one.
That's a tough
kinda
one. That's real tough. Right out of the gate, too.
Okay, Beckett.
Uh-oh.
Would you rather rat Denny's out to the police where he gets arrested for 10 years
Oh my God.
or
For what?
drugs or get me fired from the KVJ show making up a complete lie about me?
I can't do either one
You
of
have to
those.
pick one.
I know I
You
can't.
gotta pick one,
The clock
Beckett.
is ticking.
Don't be a bitch boy. You gotta pick one. It's tough. These are designed to be awful.
I think going to jail is way worse than getting fired from your
You're gonna
job.
fucking fire me?
I think it's way.
He's been
be-
building his career for like
15 years.
I think
plus.
maybe you're ready to spread your wings and fly.
Yeah, you're ready for a new.
I mean, Kev's got to read a sports show.
If I come out
Damn.
of the machine, I'm gonna be a different man.
You are gonna be a different man, Denny's. Yeah. Okay.
I
guess.
don't think Denny's going to do well in prison.
See, I think Denny's thrives in prison.
Really?
Absolutely. He is friends with the murderers. He's friends with he somehow makes it work. They go to him. He's the I can get things done.
I would try to find a way to sell things in there. That would be my ultimate goal.
He's Morgan Freeman from Shawshank Redemption. That's exactly who Denny's would be in prison.
Now I'm debating my answer.
Well, good.
I would prefer not to have to lead that life.
No, but I really believe that you would do well in prison.
Yeah, I'd probably have to suck a little D at the beginning. But I would only do that just because I know it would make the next few years better.
You're doing that to set up your future.
To set up the future.
Totally get it.
I absolutely. I'm sorry. It would have to go down like that.
Yeah, but he would thrive in prison,
But
my man.
after you get past that hump, I think things would definitely look up.
Yeah, I agree.
as you would be looking up.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, Denny's. Would you rather write a horrible, terrible, scathing Yelp review about Vicky's psychic abilities and then share it with all of our KVJ listeners on all of our social media platforms?
Gotcha.
Or lie to Jbird and Beckett's next real possible significant other and tell them that they are cheating on them and wreck that relationship. Now, mind you, this is when me and Beckett truly have found love, and we are so happy we found the one.
And you know how unlikely that is to happen.
Yeah. What do you got?
That's pretty rough too.
I mean, that would be heartbreaking to write something like that about Vicky.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that to Vicky.
So you just wrecked me and Beckett's
I'd have to
future
wreck
of
you
li-
guys.
Damn, you
love
motherfucker.
lives.
God,
Ultimately, I'm sparing you guys.
I feel like everyone gets one bad Yelp review.
Everyone gets a battery, yeah, but here's the difference though.
And you can just bury it.
No, he's sharing it, he's promoting
I have
it.
to, yeah,
he puts a
post it
Facebook
up.
boost behind it.
Yeah.
And everyone knows that it's him.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it's
it would
credible.
be like me going out publicly.
Every chance he gets on the air, he's like, "No, Vicky, Shyster."
I think you could spin it and be like, oh, Denny's just trying to do like PR for the show. You know, it's like one of those like fake rapper fights. You know.
Look, you could view it that way.
Yeah, I could.
But people would take they would take his word
Yeah.
seriously. There are people that would totally
I
take
couldn't
his.
do that.
So you wreck love for me and Beckett.
I guess we're single forever.
You guys are happy being single, right?
I love it. Well played, all of you.
Yeah. Those were tough
Those are
ones.
tough.
You don't have a tough one for yourself?
We should all write one for Bird next week.
or do it right now, real quick. Here.
Yeah, here,
All right.
hold on, let me think.
Let's see how quick.
Just give me a second here.
If you guys want to go top of the dome, like this is a battle
so
rap.
hard.
Would you rather?
Oh boy, here we go. Beckett's. I admire your balls. I like
All right.
Would you rather have made the majors,
it. Okay, for baseball.
playing baseball, or at some point have met your soulmate, and with that soulmate, you would have been forever happy?
I'll be forever happy
With that in that relationship.
So am I forever happy in every aspect of my life, or just that relationship? I mean, playing.
I can't tell you. That's up to you, man.
Okay, Dennis, let me see. Starting third
There's
base
too
for
much-
the Atlanta Braves, or
When you're like all-star.
okay, you're making it even easier. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going on the Braves.
You go to the Braves over your soulmate? I thought you were a hopeless romantic.
I am a hopeless romantic, but this heart's got.
He loves baseball.
It's got walls, Beckett. I
It's
don't
probably
know.
the better bet because then you have a bunch of money.
And then I can find another soulmate.
but
when
then
I'm
you're
in-
just gonna get used by some
You're-
some cleat chaser.
No, because you can hold off. I'll hold off until I'm in my 50s, kind of like what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah.
And if you go the
Give me
baseball, if you
give me
go
the money, give me the power. Yeah, definitely.
if you
Without a
if you
doubt.
go the baseball route, you only get heartbroken.
with
Women.
okay, I only get heartbroken with women. That includes one night stands. So
Now
I
you
don't-
have fun.
I have a one night stand, but then she leaves.
You have fun.
Oh,
You-
don't leave me.
You have fun, but it's always empty.
I got that now, back. Give me
baseball.
give me third base, and then I'll try to make it work when I'm.
What about
Yeah, I
you,
like it
Becky?
that-
You were a baseball guy.
I was a baseball guy. I think I go with soulmate.
Yeah, well, but I don't know your definition of soulmate, because my definition of soulmate may be different than yours, and I don't know if I'm going to fall into some kind of Beckett loophole here. Give me your definition of a. In fact, what's your definition of a soulmate, Vicky? You being the woman here, I'd like to hear your perspective.
Someone that you enjoy doing everything with. Like, that's the first person you think of in the morning, the last person at night. It's the one person that you always want to hang out with. You can communicate without even having to speak because you just know what the other one's going to say.
So Denny's with a vagina. I love it. No, I don't want people to think I'm cold to love, because I'm not. I mean, you presented my lifelong dream was to play third base for the Atlanta Braves. I mean, you literally could not pick a bigger
It's
thing.
a great.
Yeah.
Would you rather?
You
Right
did-
off
you-
the cuff.
That was, it was right off the dome piece.
Okay, we can take his name off the board now. He did good. He did real good. Well, anyone have anything else to add? I think we're going to wrap it up a little bit. Vicky, did you? I heard. No.
No, I had come up with one maybe
Oh, well,
for you.
Right off the
okay.
dome. Hold on, I'm gonna write one down. Hold on.
Yeah, bring it, Denny's.
Would you rather come out publicly on KVJ that you made up every single solitary thing that you've ever said about ghosts and Bigfoot and aliens?
Okay, I basically come out and Lance Armstrong. Everybody say
Right.
I lied. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Your whole existence on the radio has been a lie.
it's been a lie. Got you.
Or would you insist that they fire Denny's?
Oh, that's tough.
You can still be friends.
Expose me. Yeah,
Expose you.
expose me. Yeah, because I would be genuinely sorry and sincerely sorry. And I think anytime you mess up, especially if you're a public figure, no matter what, you're always going to have people that, no matter how bad you feel about something you might have done or said, even just saying something on the air. I mean, we get that a lot. We'll say, because, especially on our podcast, we'll get into some controversial stuff, and you always say something that pisses somebody off. But if you truly are sorry, I think people can see that and sense that. And I already know in my heart that no matter how sorry one could be, automatically you're never gonna change some people's opinions.
Right.
That was the biggest thing I think I've learned from the beginning part of my career to the me being older now, is knowing that you're not gonna ever change everyone's mind. You're not gonna get everyone to like your show.
It's so
Yeah.
easy, but so difficult.
Well, there are people that love Kevin and Virginia that absolutely they hate my guts, and that's just the way it's gonna go.
Right.
And there are gonna be people that hate Denny's guts and listen to this podcast, or Beckett, or
Yeah.
Vicky. That's just the way it goes. But when you do anything publicly, you just have to know that's the shot you're gonna take.
Yeah, in fact, my opinion and theory is the more successful you get, the more hate you're gonna get.
Oh,
absolutely.
without a doubt.
I think you said in the beginning when we first started getting hate mail, you're like, well, that's how you're starting to be successful, and you're
Totally.
actually
Oh.
starting to get hate.
You have to get hate mail. You have to. In this kind of business, you do, because if you are not, and I hate the term ruffle feathers, but if you're not giving an opinion and standing by it, and not to say, because people will get on you too if you have an opinion on something, and then people will make another point, and you go, okay, I've changed my opinion.
Flip-flopping.
Yeah, when has it got to a point where people can't change their fucking opinion?
Right.
Where you can't convince somebody otherwise.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, you're right. I do see it from your side.
Well,
now.
when Denny's was 24, he said this and he believed that. Well, Denny's isn't 24 anymore.
Yeah.
And the whole journey of being a human, in my opinion, is learning, saying you're wrong. I mean, there's so many things I believed when I was 24 that I don't believe them anymore.
Yeah.
I just experienced.
Absolutely. You think you know everything at 24, and then when you hit 25, you're like, damn, I didn't know anything at 24. And every year it just gets more and more. It's insane.
Well, I think at every age, so you think, okay, 5 years ago, man, if I only known what I knew. I think every 5 years you kind of
evolve a little.
Get a little bit of, I do believe that.
And not only that, I also think as a listener, it's important to have that mindset. Like even like as a skeptic, like it's important not to be so staunch. Be like, there's no way ever possible that anything ever that I don't necessarily believe in now. Like you have to be open-minded to something. Like, you know, like you can be passionate about what you believe, but you have to also respect other people's opinions. And whether you're speaking or listening, I think you need to have that
flexibility.
You know,
People have to be flexible. There has to be compromise. If not, you'll be at divorce with whatever you're going against.
Yes,
totally.
Yep.
All right, y'all.
So
go, please. Go.
I didn't really have much time to write this one because I kind of got caught up in that conversation.
Yeah, man. Free form again.
Would you rather eat only paste forever, or
what kind of paste? Like Elmer's?
Or only jelly forever? You can pick whatever, but you can only pick one of those textures.
Wait, paste? Like glue or jelly?
Yeah.
Denny, this is these fucking questions.
You would pick jelly? Well,
I would pick paste. No, yeah, jelly. Yes, of course. Jelly or paste? Okay, let me do one for you. Would you rather
pick
do
paste.
Why?
I like that consistency better than the jelly. Jelly's kind of gross.
I just kinda, hold on, no, don't let him off the hook. Don't let him off. I want that awkward silence to last a little bit longer.
I'm just saying.
He's in silence jail.
I like that texture better. All right, whatever.
Okay,
texture.
I'm sorry they're not
Vicky,
as good as everybody
Vicky,
else's.
what would you rather eat, pizza or oak from a tree? Well, no, pizza.
Yeah, duh.
It's the same.
Mine was way tougher.
Jelly?
No, it wasn't.
Jelly from
Paste
peanut butter
or jelly?
Angelica, was that a ridiculous question?
She thought it was a good
No,
one.
she didn't.
You can't see her. She's got
She's
the lights
laughing
off.
her
Get
ass
outta here.
off.
She's got the lights off.
So, be honest, Rick, how much did you smoke?
Get out of here. I didn't have much time. You guys-
Jenny's, jelly or
All right,
paste?
all right.
Oh
I
my
see where the bar was set now. All
Am
right.
I off on that?
I thought he was talking about a different kind of paste, like an edible paste.
Yeah, like paste. Would you like
That
pasty?
you glue shit to like construction paper paste?
Like pasty consistency. Like let's see. Like
But you didn't say pasty. I'm thinking of the Elmer's jar that has a stick in it.
You asked me if I would rather eat paste or jelly, and I would rather put jelly on my peanut butter than paste.
I think a paste, like a peanut butter, would be a pasty food to me.
Oh well, I didn't.
That's what he's trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah, Becca gets it.
No, I mean I just did.
I don't want to play now.
Vicky,
Now that I know how everybody
boy,
feels about it.
We really ended this one on a low.
Yeah.
note. I was just kidding. All right. Someone say something profound really quick so we can end on a high note. All right, cool. All right.
Well, I'm turning up the volume.
Just kidding. I thought you gave me a good chuckle. I loved it.
All right, everybody else did great on that bit. I'm going to think of one over the week.
My biggest takeaway is now I know how Denny's going to survive prison.
But, hey, that's how you do it. You got to make some friends up front.
Okay, no, make no mistake about it, my friend. You would be awesome in prison. Vicky, how would you do in prison?
I think I'd be okay.
You do. Would you be one like the boss, the head of the?
No, I think I would just be that quiet one that slowly rises to power.
Okay. How does Beckett do in prison? Oh,
There's gonna be comments like down, like on the.
They'll be fighting over him.
Oh, they're gonna love that hair.
You're saying I would be someone's bitch?
They're gonna.
Yeah.
You get split open.
They're gonna put a special kind of gel in your hair.
Or paste.
Or
Either
Way
one.
to bring it back, Denny's. Now hit our outro music. There it is.
There it is.
Thank you guys for listening. We love you all. And
Bigfoot is real.
What was that? What's that sound? It's aliens and they're living in your town.